September 29, 2019. Joe here at Simple Life Show. We got breaking news here. Of course, it's been over the last couple of days. I didn't even know about this because I literally can't keep up with anything. I'm assuming that most people haven't even heard of this, but if you have, then you're ahead of me. Good for you. But I really wanted to do a little video on this, just to let you know kind of what's going on. Breaking news is from Red State and also a lot of other media outlets, including PJ Media. The Intel community secretly changed the whistleblower rules to allow the Trump-Ukraine complaint just days before it was filed. What am I talking about here? Now, every time that there is a whistleblower complaint, commonly there was a requirement where you had to have firsthand knowledge of what's going on. You could not hear it through the grapevine. You couldn't hear it from another person. Someone said this and someone said that to me. Of course, that's called hearsay, and it's not admissible in court. It's also illegal to file such claims. But a couple days before this complaint was filed, this was filed. It was the Office of the Inspector General of the Intelligence Community Disclosure of Urgent Concern Form. This is unclassified, more than likely due to a Freedom of Information Act. Now, of course, you can look this up. It's on dni.gov, but do a simple search. You can find this. What is really important to note here is that when you're starting to fill out this information, of course, you have to affirm that it may contain classified information and all this other kind of stuff here. Of course, that's typical for all these types of governmental forms. Part one is your information. Of course, you have to put your current status here, whether you're a current employee of the intelligence community and so forth and so on. And then here we go to disclosure. I know about the information I'm disclosing here, and I have direct and personal knowledge, or I heard about it from others. That used to not be there. It used to just be I have direct and personal knowledge of what's going on. I had direct proof, and of course you have to attach your forms and all this other all this other information that you might have about what's going on. Now you can actually put in here, I just heard it from others. Now this is just something that is kind of flown under the radar. They thought that this was just not going to be. When I say they, I mean the deep state. I mean the those that are behind the scenes and that are trying to usurp the executive branch right now. I think that if you have at least half a brain, you can see what's kind of going on here, especially with all these just so-called allegations that keep coming up over and over and over again, that they have to retract over and over, because it doesn't really matter where the information comes up, whether it can be verified or anything like that. Now you can just hear it hearsay, through the grapevine of one thing or another. I guarantee you're going to see a whole bunch of stuff coming down the line about someone hearing this and someone hearing that, and then everything's going to be tied up in court for a millennia, or at least until the 2020 election is over with. And I think that's what's going on here. Of course, Trump's own lawyer, at least one of them, Sekulow, has a lot to say about this here, and I'll play a little bit about from his recent interview.
Testimony, whatever that was, that got him zero. The report was nothing. The testimony was nothing. Then they come up with the Ukraine. Now, I want to read something in this so-called whistleblower I call spy. I don't know the person, obviously, by the way, but I mean, to read what the individual wrote, it sounds like spying. But the one thing that is written, I was not a direct witness to most of the events described. So this is hearsay, in our view. By the way, the witness actually said that in a court of law in the Middle District of Georgia, say, in Macon. They wouldn't be admitted into court. It's called hearsay. Now, here's an interesting fact. It's just coming to light right now. This person says they have no first-hand knowledge of this. They heard this from other people. The form that so-called whistleblowers fill out used to say this: in order to find an urgent concern credible, the Inspector General must be in possession of reliable, first-hand information. In other words, the Inspector General and the individual making the complaint, so that would be the first-hand information, has to have first-hand information. That was on the form, literally, until apparently very recently. Now, I don't know the exact date of the change, but it looks like it could have been changed as late as July or August. I don't have the exact date yet.
So really what's kind of going on here, I just want to kind of go back to this form here and show you here that it's called A disclosure of urgent concern form. It's urgent. It has to be looked at immediately. Of course, this was an amended form here recently to, just to reiterate, to add this box here. I heard it about it from others. I think this should be extremely terrifying that the deep state is actually doing this right now. And it is, number one, it is sounding more and more like a type of communist type of systematic witch hunt, where it's becoming legal now to witch hunt against people. You don't have to have any evidence. You can just hear it from others. You could hear it through a grapevine, which is really kind of funny, because when Nancy Pelosi actually came up with this entire thing, and she said that she was going to go forward with the impeachment inquiries, that it was so important that they had to go on recess. They had to go on vacation after that, right? So this was probably about the same time when this urgent contact form was amended. Okay, can you see where this makes absolutely no sense? They are putting this forward to open up the floodgates of a whole bunch of just hearsay complaints and a whole bunch of scandals that they can just keep tied up in impeachment hearings and committees and so forth until the end of the 2020 election. If you are a liberal, if you're a Democrat, and you're seeing this, please just ask yourself one question. Does this resemble the type of country that you want to really live in? Are we going down the right road right now? This is actually really concerning. This is, everything that happens is really concerning, but this is something that I saw that I was like, nope, I don't even have the time to prepare for something. This is something that is really, really concerning, that we all need to pay attention to. This sentence right here, I heard it about it from others. Here, PJ Media did an article on this a couple days ago. Of course, this is a developing story over the last few days. Whistleblower requirements recently amended to allow hearsay. Of course, they have a lot to say about this as well. Here, they end their entire article with, I am not one for conspiracy theories, but the deep state thing is growing on me lately. 10 years ago, I probably wouldn't have believed that a substantial number of people in the federal behemoth would want to unravel a presidency via a chatty rumor mill. But here we are. Yes, here we are. We are in the midst of a chatty rumor mill. We are in the midst of McCarthyism. We are in the midst of a new communist underground deep state that is just revealing itself without any type of shroud of or any concern of any kind of backlash for people who actually want the truth, who actually value the Constitution. It doesn't matter anymore. I will never be so comfortable with a president that I don't think he or she should be held accountable for wrongdoing. Political lynching via hearsay is a bit Soviet for my taste, however. We are going down a very, very dark path here, everyone. And I think that everyone needs to pay attention to everything that comes out from here on in. Until next time, this is Joe with Simple Life Show. Have a great day. Bye.